Hello everyone, welcome to the course of Programming Fundamentals with Python. This is week number 6 and we are going to practice some programs which are related with the theoretical concepts that you have studied in week number 6. If you remember, in the theory we have studied that in the Python we have different types of decision control flows or statement that we have available. The simplest one is the if statement. If the condition is true, then you have to execute a statement or a group of statements. So the first program for week number 6 is actually about the if statement. Here you can see that we are using the if decision control statement. For that you have to use the keyword if. So if in this case is the keyword which is followed by a condition, right? So this is the condition. I am going to compare two numbers. If the end result is true, then the statement followed by the if will be executed. So the if is the keyword, then followed by a condition, and then at the end you have to put the colon, which is important part of the syntax, which is followed by the actual statement. In this case, I am using a single statement. You can also use multiple statement. For example, you can also write thank you for using the program, and that's it. Important thing to remember is the indentation. You have to tell the Python interpreter that both these statements are actually part of the if statement, control statement, right? So you have to give indentation. It could be a tape, or it could be simply the spaces, empty spaces as well. So let us run this program. For that I need to save this program first. As you know that I actually saved the program on desktop, I will do the same thing. I give a name along with extension, that is test.python, and store it on the desktop. Now it's time to run the program. Python interpreter, I'm calling it, and that's it. You see, 20 is greater than 10. Condition is true. Once the condition is true, this statement will be executed, or the set of statements. So here in this case I have two statements, both of them are executed, right? Let us change the condition. Now I provide 5. 5 is greater than 10. Is this condition true? No. Now the condition here is false. Once the condition is false, neither of this statement will be executed. So now if you run this program, the output is going to be nothing because the condition is false. However, let us do one more thing, one more practice. Now this is a bit technical. You see, here we have indentation, here we don't have indentation. The indentation part is actually, it actually belongs to the if statement. Even if the condition is false, this statement will not be executed, but this statement will be executed because this is not part of the if statement. Not part of if, so it will execute it. If you run this program now, thank you will be there. Right? So this is the first program which actually reflects the use of if statement. Now let us move to our second program of this week, which is also about if statement, but it is a bit advanced from the previous program. Here we are actually declaring a variable, and the name of the variable is number. Okay, and then with the help of assignment operator, I am assigning the value input by the user with the help of input statement to this number variable. So let's suppose you run the program and you provide 10 to this program. So the 10 assigned by the user will be assigned to this variable, or it will be saved in the variable number. In the next line, line number 4, we are actually comparing the value which is stored in the number, that is 10, with the 0. 10 is greater than or equal to 0. Yes, condition is true. Once the condition is true, this statement will be executed because it is part of the if statement. Again, remember, if is the keyword which is followed by a condition, a Boolean expression which is followed by a colon. And if you remember in the theory, I told you that the use of parentheses is optional. If you use them, that's okay. If you do not prefer to use them, doesn't matter. So if you run the program, it will ask you to provide a value. So let's suppose I provide you the value, provide it the value 10. Okay, the number entered by the user is a positive number. Now let us suppose give it a number which is like in minus 5. So here now the number will contain the value minus 5. It will be compared with the 0. Minus 5 is greater than or equal to 0. No. Here the condition is false. Once the condition is false, it will move to this portion, right? Am I right? If the condition is false, this statement will be executed. No, this statement will not be executed. This statement is, the execution of this statement is based on this condition. If the condition is true, the statement will be executed. But once the condition becomes false, this statement will not be executed. So if you run this program, the output is going to be nothing, right? Okay, let us move to our third program of this week number 6. And surprisingly, it is also about the if statement. But here we are using a string constant instead of a number. So I am declaring a variable. The name of the variable is today, and I am going to assign the value party to this variable. In line number 4, I'm going to take a decision with the help of if statement. So compare the value of today with date of a party. If both the values are equal, this is an equal operator, then print this statement, hey, let's order a pizza. So once you run this program, it will give you the message, let's order a pizza. But if you change the value here, for example, no, today I have a class. Will you order a pizza now? No, because the condition here is false. Class is not equal to party. String comparison, value is false. Once you get false here, this statement will not be executed, right? Okay guys, let's move to next program, and this is a bit interesting as well. Sometimes the student are asked by their teacher to write a program which will actually tell whether the number input by the user is an even number or an odd number, right? Or in simplest case, whether the number input by the user is an even number or not, because we are dealing only with f. Later on we will see another version. Okay guys, so here let's suppose the number is 10. So we know 10 is even number, but our computer do not know it. We have to instruct the computer. For that we are using an arithmetic operator which is called the modulus operator or the reminder operator. What it actually do, it will divide the number, that is 10, by 2, and then it will see the remainder of this division. If the remainder of the division is equal to 0, it means the number is even. Okay, as normally we do, divide a number by 2. If the remainder is 0, that is an even number. If the remainder is 1 or something else, that is not an even number. So in this case, it will print this message because 10 is equally divisible, fully divisible by 2. So if you run the program, you will see number is even and the number we have is 10. Now let us change this number to 9. So 9, the value of number is 9. 9 divided by 2. In the remainder, now you will get 1. So 1 is equal to 0? No, 1 is not equal to 0, which means the condition is false. So this statement will not be executed. Now if you run this program again, you will see nothing in the output. Okay, Our second decision control statement is called if-else statement. Remember, if-else statement. It is different from the if because in the if statement, we do one thing if the condition is true, but we do nothing if the condition is false. However, in the if-else statement, we do one thing if the condition is true and we do another thing if the condition is false. So here is the same program, but now we have introduced the else, which means if this condition is true, execute this statement. However, if this condition is false, then execute the else portion, which means print this statement, the number is odd. So now let us run this program. Number is even. If you change the number to 9, it will still give you an output, and the output is that the number is odd. So if you want one thing to happen, use the if. And if you want another thing to happen, then use else along with the if. The syntax, remember, is same. As if is followed by colon, else should be followed by colon, and it must be in the same indentation as you use for the if. So remember the indentation here and the indentation here. It means this is part of the if statement, and it means this is part of the else statement. If you want to write a statement and you wish it to be part of none, then remember the indentation now. You see, this statement will be executed irrespective of this condition. If the condition is true, this statement will be executed, and this statement as well. If the condition is false, else statement will be executed along with this statement. So because this is not part of the if else, this is something else, separated one. So it will be executed in either case. Let us run this program once again. Oh, I do not have saved it yet. Okay, let us run it. You see, both the statements are executed. Even if you change the number to an even number and then run the program, it will display number is even and thanks, right? So this is about if else statement. Let us try another program about if else statement. This is our program number 6 for the week number 6, and it is about if else statement, and these are comments. You are well familiar with the comments now, and this is my style that I prefer to use these comments at the start of each program so that you get a know-how, an idea that these programs relate to which week. Okay guys, so here we are using two variables, and I also assigned values to them. The value of number 1 is 10, the value of number 2 is 20. This is a program which will actually tell you whether number 1 is greater or number 2 is greater. Suppose you have two numbers and you are asked to tell that whether number 1 is greater or number 2 is greater. What is the largest number between the two? So this is a program, and the logic is the same. If else statement, we are comparing number 1 with the number 2. You can compare 2 with 1. You can use less as well, right? But accordingly you have to make changes here. So let us check the condition. Number 1 is greater than number 2. Put the values. The value of number 1 is 10. The value of number 2 is 20. Now tell me, 10 is greater than 20? No, condition is false. Once the condition is false, this statement will not be executed. We have to move to the else portion, and once you move to the else portion, this statement will be executed. When you run this program, you will get the same output. Number 2 is greater than number 1. Now let us change the number. 30. Okay, now check the condition again. Here we have 30 now. 30 is greater than 20. Yes, condition is true. Once the condition is true, the first statement will be executed. So now when you run this program, the output is going to be different. Number 1 is greater than number 2. Okay guys, our third type of decision control statement is known as if else statement, and this is our program number 7. It is a multi-way decision control statement where you actually have different conditions and you want an action to be performed based on that condition. For example, you are interested in the day. So let us take a variable with the name day and assign it a value, for example Friday, or you can assign it any value that you want. And then we are using if else statements to compare the results and take a decision. So this is going to be like this: take the value of the variable day, which is Friday, and compare it with Monday. Are they equal? Is Friday is equal to Monday? The output is no, that is false, right? String comparison, f is not equal to m, that's it, false. Once the condition become false, this statement will not be executed, right? Because it will execute it only once the condition become true. But then we have to move to the next statement, that is else. And inside else we have to check another condition with the help of if statement. Now take the value of day again, that is Friday, and compare it with Tuesday. Are they equal? No. So this statement again will not be executed, and then we have to move to the next else if. Okay, now let us check another condition. Day, the value of day is Friday, compare Friday with Wednesday. Are they equal? No. This statement will not be executed. Move to the next portion. Compare the value of day with Thursday. Again, they are not equal. Move to the next else. Okay, now here is the thing which happens. Take the value of day, that is Friday, compare it with Friday. Are they equal? Yes. Means now the condition become true. Once the condition become true, this statement will be executed and it will print on the screen today is Friday. Once you find the correct condition, rest of the statements will be ignored, will be skipped. So once you run this program, the output is going to be today is Friday, which means this statement will be executed. Now let us change the value of the day here. Let me give it Sunday, and then it will display. By the way, tell me which statement it will execute. Monday? No. Tuesday? No. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday? No. Sunday. This statement will be executed. So it will print today is Sunday. I make some mistakes. Okay, today is Sunday. Okay, now let us give it another value, something like bad day. It will be compared with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No match till here. If none of these values are true, if none of these condition matches, then we have to go to the else portion. If none of these condition is true, go to the else portion and print not a valid day. Now if you run this program, it will display not a valid day because it doesn't match any value. Last thing, this else portion is actually optional. If you omit this portion, okay, the program will still run, but it will not display any message because none of the condition meet and we do not have an else portion to display a message. So the output is nothing. So this was about if else statement. To make things clear or make things more confused, let us take another example of the same decision structure. This is program number 8. Here what you see is a variable with the name score, and I am going to take a value for this variable from the user. Let's suppose the user input the value 80 here. Okay. First thing first, if statement, compare the value entered by the user whether it is inside the range or not. So the range is like the score must be between 0 and 100. Less than 0 is not acceptable. 100, say greater than 100 is not acceptable. So 80. will be compared here with the help of OR operator. So let us see. Score 80 is less than 0? No. 80 is greater than 100? No. Which means both the condition are false. If both the conditions are false, this statement will not be executed. We have to move to the else portion. Now here again compare the score. It is 80, this time with 90. So 80 is greater than or equal to 90? No, the condition is false, so you have to go to the next statement. Now take the value of score, that is 80, and compare it with 80. So 80 is greater than 80? No, but 80 is equal to 80. So which means here the condition become true. Once the condition become true, this statement will be executed or printed. So once you run this program, you will see that the output is your grade is B. Rest of the else will be skipped. So let us give it a try. Enter your score. I entered 80. Your grade is B. Okay. So if you want to give it a score below 60, for example 50, then what will happen? Let us see. The condition will be checked first, whether the score is in the range. Less than 50? No. Greater than 100? No. So that is the correct score. Come here, compare 50 with 90. 50 is greater than 90? No. Equal? No. So this statement will not be executed. Come to this portion, compare it with 80. Again no. Again no. Come here, compare it with 70. Again no. Come here, compare it with 60. 50 is greater than 60? No. Equal to 60? No. So none of these conditions are true. Then we have to come to the else portion, and then it will print your grade is F. So now let us give it a try. Enter your score, for example 50. Okay, your grade is F, means you are failed. Okay, so this is if else statement. Okay, our last decision control statement is the nested if statement. Okay, nested if mean one if inside another if condition. You can check multiple conditions, by the way, and this nested if could be after the if statement or it could be after the else statement, depending on the problem. Remember, sometime you may solve a problem by using if else statement or even by using nested if else statement. So that is up to you whether you are good with nested if, or whether if you want your logic to be presented by using if else statement, then that is up to you. But what is important to note is that these two concepts will be applicable to most of the problems. And here what you see is actually the same version, the same problem, another version of the same problem, or another way to solve the same problem. It is exactly the same thing that we see in program number 8, but here by using nested if else statement or nested if statements. So again, you see, we are accepting a value from the user, we are storing the value in the score variable, and then we are taking decision on the score variable. First, let us check. The score must be between 0 and 100. So if this condition is false, let's suppose give it the same score, that is 80. 80 will be compared here to 0 and to 100. Less than 0? No. Greater than 100? No. Which means this statement will not be executed. So we have to come to the else portion. Now see, inside this else we have multiple if statement, multiple else statements. So check again the condition. Score is greater than 90? No, it's not greater than 90. So this statement will not be executed. If this statement is not executed, then we have to move to the else portion. But inside the else portion, we have to check another condition. Now this time we are going to compare the score with the 80. So the score 80 is greater than 80? No, but it is equal to 80? Yes. So the condition becomes true. once the condition becomes true, it will print this statement: your grade is B. So let us give it a try. Enter your score, that is 80, your grade is B. Suppose the score entered is 50, and then the condition is checked here: 50 is greater than or equal to 80. No. Go to the else portion, check the condition again. 50 is greater than or equal to 70. No. Condition is false, this statement will not be executed. Go to the else portion, again check the condition. 50 is greater than or equal to 60. Again, no. Condition is false, this statement will not be executed. Go to the final else statement and then print your grade is F. So once you run this program for 50, you will see that your grade is F. Okay. One important thing related to the nested if statement is the indentation. You must be very much careful about the indentation. For example, this else is part of this if statement, but then this else is part of the inner, and this is part of this is part of this if statement, and finally this else is part of this if statement. So you must be careful about the indentation, which else belongs to which if. That is important. Finally, our last program is also about nested if, but the difference is that in program number 9 we use the if inside else, which is not always the case. You can also use an if statement inside another if statement, just like this. So this is a simple program. uh, we are declaring a variable with the name today. We assigned a value holiday to it, and also we have another variable bank balance, or bank pocket money, you can also say, that is 25,000. This is Pakistani rupees, not dollars. Okay, don't be confused it. Okay, so if now we are going to check the condition: if today is equal to holiday. Okay, and then we are going to check another condition, but look at the indentation. This is actually part of the if statement, nested if. Okay, this else now is part of this inner if, and the second else is actually part of the first if, or the outer if statement here. It's clear from the indentation. How this program works, let us see. If today is equal to holiday, so what is the value of today? Holiday is equal to holiday. Let us make it comments. Is this condition true? Yes, condition is true, because holiday is equal to holiday. Now check another condition. Okay, that's holiday, fine, but do you have enough money? Bank balance, what is the bank balance? The bank balance is 25,000. Is it greater than 20,000? Yes, again the condition is true. So if this condition is true, and also if the second condition is true, then you have to print go for shopping. Okay, both the conditions true. You have a holiday and you have money, go for shopping. However, if today is holiday but you do not have sufficient money, let's suppose your money is 10,000, which is not greater than 20,000. Here the condition will become false. So once the condition is false, this statement will not be executed. You have to come to the else portion, and that is watch TV. Stay home. You have a holiday. Enjoy your holiday by watching TV. Okay. Now let us consider another scenario. For example, today is not a holiday. Let's suppose today is working day. Okay, now come here, check the condition. Working day is equal to holiday. Condition is false, which means you have no holiday. So once the condition becomes false, this statement will not be executed because it is part of the if body. This will be executed only once this condition becomes true. So here we have the condition false, this statement will not be executed, and this thing also will not be executed because this is part of this if statement. So the condition is false. We have to come here to the else portion, and then it will display a normal working day. Okay, so let us run this program first for the holiday. we have a holiday and we have balance. Both the conditions are true. Once you run this program, go for shopping. Once you change this condition, for example, your current balance is 1000, then it will give you a message that watch TV. First condition is true, but the second condition is false. You have to move to the inner else portion. Okay, now let's change it to a working day. Even if you put 20,000, 30,000, doesn't matter, because we are not going to check this condition now. So it is a working day. Yes, you have to work. That is a normal working day. So these were different programs about decision control flow. In the coming week, week number 7, we will be talking about iterations or loops, which is also very important. At the end, I would make an announcement, and that is that to make it clear for you, actually some students would be interested in programs only, and some students would be interested in theory only. Some may be interested in both. Okay, so I am posting the theory related videos in the theory portion. The playlist is there, while the programs only practical sessions in the practical playlist. So don't be confused things. If you are interested in theory, go there. If you are interested in programs, go to the programming practical playlist. And if you are interested in both, first watch the theory and then come to the practical sessions. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you do not have subscribed to my channel yet, please do subscribe and do share the videos among your circles. Thank you so much. Goodbye.